You know, few women have been as prominent in the Me Too movement as Asia Argento and Rose McGowan, the two often standing side by side to support the cause. But this morning, McGowan is responding to the allegations that Argento had sex with a minor, distancing herself from Argento while admitting her own perspective on the Me Too movement has changed. Rose McGowan's Me Too message is now directed at Asia Argento. In a statement emailed to NBC News Monday, McGowan tells Argento, do the right thing, be honest, be fair, be the person you wish Harvey could have been. Argento, who accuses Harvey Weinstein of rape, a charge the movie mogul denies, now stands accused herself of having sex with actor Jimmy Bennett when he was a minor. This video taken of the now 22-year-old in Los Angeles this week. The New York Times first reported allegations that Argento had sex with Bennett in a California hotel room when he was 17. Argento publicly denied it. Then days later, TMZ released what it described as text messages written by Argento, including this one, seemingly confessing. I had sex with him. It felt weird. I didn't know he was a minor until the shakedown letter. In her statement, McGowan says Argento wrote that message to Rain Dove, a person McGowan has been dating, writing, Rain also shared that Asia had stated that she'd been receiving unsolicited nudes of Jimmy since he had been 12. Rain confirmed direct knowledge of the text to NBC News. NBC News tried to contact Argento and Jimmy Bennett for confirmation, but did not hear back. McGowan said Rain Dove was going to the police, writing, I responded with, you have to, you must. I wasted no time. It wasn't hard to say or support. What was hard was the shell shock of the realization that everything the Me Too movement stood for was about to be in jeopardy. Argento, who dated the late Anthony Bourdain, claimed in a statement issued last week that he arranged to pay Jimmy Bennett money for his silence. Now McGowan, who has in the past said all accusers should be believed, writes, I know that those accused are the friends, parents, and family members of other people, adding that while there should be no leeway or tolerance for sexual assault, we should find a better way to balance support of the victim with due process for the accused. McGowan's statement comes as Argento is reportedly fired as a judge on Italy's X Factor. NBC News has also learned that Rain Dove plans to release a full statement on Wednesday, so there's more to come on this.
Tangled web.
Yes, it is.
Stephanie Gosk, thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.